simulator sickness. Well, this one is not. We didn't talk as much about that, but we talked about tracking, about AI animation, about the version accommodation conflict in your eyes when you're in VR. We have talked about many other things: software, hardware. For example, monoscopic, stereoscopic. I gave you samples about projects that you can use for development. We will see later. We have talked about other concepts, for example, the interpupillary distance. What is this? Or the sweet spot that you can see right here. Where is the sweet spot? And the quality is not that good. We have talked about gadgets, about the room tracking. But so basically, we talked about the green part that you can see here. These pictures about you. And then this is your creation. At the end, yesterday actually, we have created a cloud word about immersion. What do you see? What do you think about immersion? So this word cloud is unique, and I wanted to share with you. All right. So I think that virtual reality, in order to understand what is virtual reality or extended reality, you have to test it, you have to play, you have to touch, right? That's why the very first day at the end, we had time, we had free time in order to test the video games like this. Each video game is keeping you a part of virtual reality. For example, the first one, Elixir, it's hand tracking, so you can use a direct user control interaction. All right, you have this one, for example, for the vestibular system, right, for the simulator sickness. The world beyond is about mixed reality, and battle talent is for interaction. And the virtual reality, which is a very important word in the virtual reality topic, right? Also, we have other games. This was the second game, the second day. So this is only happening in the Oculus Quest 3, but in Esponfeda you only have Oculus Quest 2. So I brought mine, Oculus Quest 3, in order to introduce yourself in the mixed reality, and I hope you like this experience, right? What else? So yeah, second day, we started with the activity number one, with the first practice. This is the statement, as you can see. You have to open a Unity engine in order to develop, right? As you imagine about what you want, and be creative, know that later on you are going to explain what you did, so you prepare. And then you have to inject this method, right? Upload it to YouTube and then visualize it. The goal of this exercise was to watch the difference between monoscopic and stereoscopic. With these terms, we have learned about this in the workshop. So then, as I said, you can be inside and you can visualize yourself different, right? Stereoscopic, you have more like relief, you have three-dimensional aspects in virtual reality, and in monoscopic is a flat image, but with more resolution. So I hope you understood, and then review it, right? These are some examples of the final results of you. If you want later, you can show more. But we have here the first one, monoscopic, and we have the stereoscopic. As you can see, the image it's literally the half because in the stereoscopic you have two channels, right? Stereoscopic. So, but the three-dimensionality is so much better. In virtual reality, this is not happening as you are inside the sphere, so you can see everything. What else? Okay, day number 3. We started with the development of a virtual environment, right? We had two options: to develop an augmented reality application using AR Foundation, this library that is using everyone in the world with Unity and other platforms. And then we have also here virtual reality. I'm a little bit sad because we only had time to develop the augmented reality app. I had a lot of prepared for you, and maybe another day, who knows, we can develop with virtual reality with interaction. Also, I had prepared the multiplayer to play, so this was even more content, maybe on the day. And then this is the statement of the augmented reality. Went super fast. Guys, I had a problem. Now it's solved. Don't worry, it's solved. But I had a problem. And colleagues in my house, right? So the team exercise was to help me out developing an AR solution to deal with the clothing. Some of you added another clothing to make, I don't know, maybe to generate love. Others created weapons. So yeah, basically this was the statement, and then we're going to see some examples about your creations. For example, someone developed a skeleton, and then the batteries from a SpongeBob. Everything is okay, right? So the creativity is yours. In other hand, this is the XR simulation in Unity. You can simulate physical spaces. So that's why, for example, here or here, you have different environments that you can test directly in the engine, so you don't have to, lose time exporting. But this one is in real life, And this was the activity. Then you have more activities. For example, if you are not a technical person, this was not your goal. Here, you have the option to develop, to create, write an analysis about the virtual environment that we have experienced with a lot of questions related with the theory. And then once you learn this knowledge, you are able to design and conceptualize prototype. Then you have developed an improval of the augmented reality blue building solution. So this is great, and I hope you can explain to others what were the solutions. So yeah, this is your turn to come here and explain your creations. I have here all the PDFs, all the slides. So yeah, you come join with me. It's perfect. We can start by, for example, this one. Sound like the art. Please come, join me.
Okay, so it is like a simple concept for a solution of a problem that I noticed when I arrived in Barcelona. There are these rooms in the buildings that do not have light. They have windows, but you cannot actually be awakened by the sunlight because it is looking to an elevator. And so I found also that this is a common problem with different posts, and the person has a lease for 1 year, and he wants to move out, but he cannot break the lease, and so he has to live in this room with no light. And this is the room in the apartment that we are in. This was the booking reference, and it actually looks very normal. You can only see it when you come there. There is no light. It is always black like this, even in the morning. And so I was thinking, okay, so how can we bring sunlight with this technology to the room so that you can be woken up more naturally? And I remember that the first thing that I do in the morning is that I pick up my phone to turn off the alarm, but also to scroll and enjoy the internet. And so I thought that you could scan this window, this dark window that is looking through nothing, and see orbs of light around you, like when you scan. And this can help you be awake. Yeah, that's all for me.
Okay, so next group, Natasha.
Hi everybody. So what I thought I would be doing is basically just to do a little project around the project I'm working on at the moment. I have just published this book, and it's called Ama, Alchemy of Love. And it's a part of a larger project which actually looks into concept of mindfulness and consciousness and eco-living within the society. So basically, instead of taking mindfulness as a single concept that is isolated, we have tried to look into the mindfulness all through the history. So that's why this particular book is based in 17th century China and basically talks about ghosts of Pythagoras coming into the actual world and talking about ancient Greeks and concepts of mindfulness, etc., etc. So basically, breaking down the concept of mindfulness into many pieces so it can be actually applied within the normal day-to-day life, where we're looking at mental health, where we're looking at today's schools, where we're looking at possibilities of actually helping people living love and consciousness and bliss all through the day in different spaces. So we have called this particular presentation, if we do that with avatars, Pythagoras and Goddess Harmony. And the reason why it's Pythagoras Goddess Harmony, we didn't want it to be just numbers. We wish to go into this whole thing of goddess, which basically brings in artists, brings in music, brings in this unknown, brings in, what do you actually experience when you experience the sound of Om or the sound of meditation, etc., etc. So this particular avatar would actually try to work with day-to-day images, but also work with ancient concepts. I have adopted 2 kids from Ethiopia, so I'm actually inspired by basically various cultures that come from Africa. So then she is going to be from Africa. Historically, in Macau in 17th century, there was a lovely mix of people that were Chinese, European, African, and historically, this particular book is basically based in a coffee shop. So this was the time when knowledge, they were called penny universities, when the knowledge was actually shared. This concept of penny university between everybody. So this is her, and we will be just going down. Okay. This is again what type of interaction we're looking at. Symbols, music, research that is all connected to this particular area. One of the things that, for example, I have been involved with in Malta was organizing an ancient technical conference, and we were actually researching sounds and how do the sounds actually alter the state of consciousness. And so we basically descended at 11 meters underneath the ground to actually listen to the ancient instruments, the didgeridoo and the drums, etc. And I was part of that experiment. I was actually meditating in the article room. I could feel the space vibrating. You're speaking 11 meters underneath the ground, space was vibrating. You're speaking 5,000 years ago. So the ancient cultures were very, very advanced, and we should really be very grateful that we're living in the time when we can tap into some of their wisdom. And this is my daughter, and she's an actress. She's now 21. I adopted her when she was 3. So we are basically looking at this prepare for harmony, but in a sort of weird, bizarre ways where, but obviously the use of drugs and alcohol, etc. Let's just use what our ancient worlds have been offering us forever. So that's. we're going to explain this very briefly. It was just an idea to go a step forward about there's a lot of applications to use virtual reality museums, but they usually go make like virtual museum, and we wanted to use an application that works inside the museum. So you instead of getting the audio guide, you get these glasses, and you see the museum as it is, but you can choose click on the artworks and go inside the artworks. So you get into an immersive world of this specific artwork. Um,
It's like inside of every artwork, there will be like some games, and maybe you can go through also the different layers and see the process of the painting process, like the different sketches. So maybe the previous artwork that was there before the artist paint. Yes.
yeah, but the important part is like to be like surrounded by all the elements that there in the artworks, and then get another insights with. I mean, thinking about if we have like a limited budget, we were thinking that we could use, yeah, hand tracking and also like additional sensory devices like the haptic gloves or yeah, centimeters, so everything would smell different. And also you could use like these motion platforms like the prototype that allows you to move, like you want to design, but without moving in the space. Because if everyone is using the same applications, it would be a little distressing. So we found interesting to navigate inside the painting.
Also being simulation.
Yeah, so using all the devices that virtual reality is offering, and also we work with hand tracking and eye tracking and also voice commands that can make you help you get more information or
To prevent motion